So have you ever found yourself challenging other people's thoughts or ideas, or even the resources that you're learning from? Well, today that's what we're talking about. We're talking about actually becoming an independent thinker. What's going on, guys? It's Marcus here with Discover Ignite. And in this video, I actually want to touch upon a comment that I got throughout my Critical Thinking Techniques series. I had gotten a comment about what is an independent thinker. Now, in my mind, when I think of an independent thinker, I obviously think of somebody that, is willing to go out and, make a conclusion for themselves, right? Not just take information or opinions for face value and actually challenge what these different ideas, different opinions, different resources say, right? Now, this is, in my mind, what an independent thinker is somebody that doesn't go with the masses. You don't want to be that person that just goes with the flow because they are afraid, right? They're fearful of what will happen if they go against the masses. Now, a lot of people might feel like they don't want to go against the masses because they're afraid what's going to happen, right? They're afraid of being outcasted. They're afraid of being that person that just that seems out there, right? Like the black sheep, and they don't want to put themselves in that position. So they may feel like wherever the masses is going is actually, in a position that it's okay to go against their beliefs because this is what everybody is doing. When in fact, you should not do that, right? And there was a time in my life where I feel like, I saw everybody going with the masses, and I don't remember when exactly that moment hit me, but I know there was a time in my life when I was young, because I'd gone through so much change as a young man, that I've seen a lot of people go with the masses, right? And the masses is just, it's very boring, right? There's no difference, there's no uniqueness, because everybody is just going with the flow. No one wants to challenge what the masses is doing, right? A lot of people, again, that try to go against the masses, get ostracized and get outcasted because their ideas and opinions are different. But in my mind, to be an independent thinker, you have to challenge the masses. You have to challenge, the different resources and opinions that you see, right? And this is just, it's not just for the masses, right? It's for any resources that you pick up, right? If there's particular resources that you are learning about, and again, resources all come down to opinion, right? There's somebody else's opinion, somebody else's perspective, and we have to understand this, especially in a day and age where there's a lot of information, right? And there's a lot of different perspectives out there, and a lot of times people say you should just follow one particular person, right? And just get that perspective. Yes, that may be true, but I think to an extent you have to go a little bit further, right? I think it's wise for us to actually get a couple different perspectives and actually look at them and actually, think about them, right? And understand, where that perspective is coming from. Everybody's perspective is, it comes from a different place, right? A different place in their lives where, they came from a different background. All these different perspectives come from different backgrounds that, don't correlate with our background, right? And so we have to understand that. And when we get these opinions, when we get these perspectives, we need to actually sit and think, right? What do these perspectives actually match up with our morals and our beliefs? And if they don't, that's fine. Is it something that we can still, perhaps change our perspective? Or perhaps maybe, it may not change our perspective and actually, secure us in the perspective that we currently have. But the biggest thing is to actually think about it, right? To actually just get rid of all the different, distractions in our life and sit quietly and actually think, right? And contemplate what is going on, right? Does this match up with our beliefs? Does this match up with our morals? And again, if we do want to change our perspective, then, change our perspective. You can change your perspective a little bit, or you can completely change your perspective. But the overall arching theme here is that you want to be thinking about these things for yourself, right? Not just take things from face value. These are different perspectives, right? There has no input of your perspective, and that's ultimately what we want to do, is come to our own conclusion. We want to be able to absorb this information, absorb what society is, confronting us with, right? And then actually take that and come up with our own conclusion. Maybe it does go with the masses, maybe it does not. But then you also, on the other hand, have to not be afraid of what the masses is going, right? Because throughout history, and history is proven this, right? A lot of people, if you follow the masses, you've always heard that saying that if you follow the masses, they can go right off a cliff and you would be going with them. And it's important to have that independent thought, right? To know that I don't agree with what the crowd is going, and I'm okay, doing my own thing and thinking that doesn't go with my morals and beliefs, and I believe this, and I'm going to stand over here, whether that's solo or with the crowd. It does not matter, because I'm secure in myself. And I think that's what a lot of people may have issues with, right? Trying to be an independent thinker. And a lot of people aren't independent thinkers because they don't want to stand alone. And we have to realize that this information is in the masses, right? We have so much information, but we should be secure in who we are. We should be self-aware of what's going on and not think that our opinion doesn't matter, right? And a lot of people are afraid to voice their opinion about something that they don't agree with, because it's going against the grain, like I said, and a lot of people don't want to do that, and they're fearful of what's to come. The greatest thing you could do is have your own opinion and not worry about what the masses is going to think of you, or of what they're going to, if they're going to ostracize you, whatever the case. You need to be an independent thinker, because, throughout history, we've seen this, right? If you can go against the masses, right, be an independent thinker, right? A lot of people have become extremely, extremely successful because they have gone against the masses, because they became their own independent thinker, right? They used their own thoughts, right? They said they saw people running for the hills, but yet they saw value where a lot of people, where the masses did not see value. And they made out, right? And again, this is something we can see throughout history, and do your research, and you can see that this pattern, right? Because we are looking for patterns, and this pattern is consistent, right? Is to not go with the masses, to be an independent thinker, to challenge yourself, to challenge the ideas and the opinions of others and the resources and perspectives, is to challenge it, right? And see if that matches up with who you are, what you truly believe in. Now, I'm not saying that you should never change your perspective, because I, for one, am some person have changed my perspective quite frequently throughout my life. And that is one of the biggest things, right? You have to be self-aware of what's going on. So my biggest takeaway here is to understand that you want to be an independent thinker, right? You want to challenge everything that is coming your way. You don't want to be that person that just takes it for face value, doesn't look any deeper, and assumes that whatever perspective, opinion that you're getting is correct. Now, yes, there may be science that backs things. There may be, multiple opinions, and there may be somebody that you look up to that you feel like is a reliable source, right? Even myself, right? Or anybody in your life. And do you really challenge that perspective, right? Now, that doesn't mean going out lashing out at those people, but what it means is to take that information in, absorb it, right? And maybe compare some other resources and look at that information and actually think to yourself, well, does this make sense in my mind? Now, if it makes sense in your mind and you've challenged it enough, then that is an independent thinker. And then you can come to the conclusion that, yes, I agree, or yes, I don't agree, and these are the reasons why. And this is what we really want to get to when we are trying to become an independent thinker. So if you like this video, smash that like button, and until next time, I will see you guys later.